back with another Premier League Game Week predictions video. This time is the Game Week 29 matches, so let's get straight into it. First of all, we have Everton versus West Ham. This should be quite a solid game. Let's get started with Everton. Now, they have been pretty solid this season form-wise. They have been pretty decent. I've been getting quite a bit of draws recently. Last game they played Wolves and they drew 1-1. Harrison scoring the only goal, and it was a very solid game. They are safe from the relegation zone now for sure. So onto West Ham. They have been not too bad this season form-wise. It's been a bit on and off for them. I gotta say Potter has made a difference with the team. Defensively, they are actually looking a lot better. Offensively, obviously playing more free-flowing football, which is good for them. I think they look a lot better than how they were under Lopetegui. They did lose 1-0 to Newcastle, but they did put up a fight. Just Newcastle got the win at the end of the day, and my prediction is going to be a 1-1 draw between the two. Southampton versus Wolves. This game should be going one way in my opinion, so let's get started with Southampton. They've been quite horrible this season, to be fair, form-wise as well. It's been a massive stinker. They might be the worst Prem team to ever get relegated as well. I believe they're on 9 points right now, and last game they played Liverpool and they lost 3-1. Actually, they went up 1-0, but it's hard to hold it against probably the future champions. They got that title on lock pretty much now. Southampton is at 20th place and they're for sure going down, in my opinion. On to Wolves. They've been doing quite alright this season. Form-wise, it's been not too bad. Like last game they played Everton and they drew 1-1. I believe they are actually playing some very nice football. Herrera has gotten them playing that incredible football. Cunha has been balling for them as well. I do believe he has banned for a few games, I think due to getting a red card in a game or something like that, but he is a very key player for them. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-0 win for Wolves. Ipswich versus Nottingham Forest. This game should be quite decent, to be fair. Let's get started with Ipswich. They have been not too bad this season. Form wise, it's been quite a bad one for them actually. Last game they played Crystal Palace. They lost 1-0. They have someone like Delap who started off banging goals. Now he has slowed down a little bit as well. They play some quite good football, not too good on the results side, so they gotta improve on that side. Onto Nottingham Forest. They've been doing so well this season. Last game they played Man City and they won 1-0, which is a huge result for them. Hudson-Odoi scoring a great goal, cutting inside as well. They have been a solid team, especially in that low block. That's their style. They play in that low block and then the counter. I mean, it's working very well for them as they are currently third in the Premier League, so they're on track for the Champions League as well. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-0 win for Nottingham Forest. Moving on to Man City versus Brighton. This game is going to be a very good one, so let's get started with Man City. They have been quite decent this season. It has not been the best for them this season in terms of their standards. Like form wise, it's been on and off as well. Last game they played Nottingham Forest. They actually lost 1-0, which was quite surprising to me, but Forest are a good team and City played pretty well in that game, just could not score. I think they do have a chance definitely to push into the top 4 if they win that match. I think they're like 2 points off of the top 4, so definitely that is achievable for them. Onto Brighton. They have been pretty decent this season, form wise decent as well. Like they played Fulham last game and they beat them 2-1. Like after they got thrashed 7-0 by Forest, I believe they went 9 games unbeaten, so they went on a unreal unbeaten streak run. Joao Pedro, that guy is so key in that team. He's incredible, could hold up the play, win headers, just turn the defender if he has like the last defender on him. Very good player, and I could see why a lot of teams are looking at him. Now they also play some pretty clean football, like some nice tiki-taka football. I just really enjoy watching teams that play some incredible football. Now underrated team as well. I think they can definitely push for possibly a European position. Now my prediction is going to be a 3-1 win for Man City. Moving on to Bournemouth versus Brentford. It's going to be a super underrated game. So let's get started with Bournemouth. They've been quite good this season despite them being in 9th place right now. Form-wise not been too good. They played Tottenham and they drew 2-2. They were actually 2-0 up and they managed to choke that lead. Kluivert has been cooking for them as well recently. On to Brentford. They are a pretty solid team this season. In terms of form, it's been not too bad for them, but last game they played Villa and they lost 1-0. It's been a bit of a tough loss to take, but I think they could definitely bounce back from that. And Wissa and Mbeumo are super good for this team. Mbeumo super good cutting inside and just whipping in near post. That's his signature move. He's so good at it. But I do think Thomas Frank is one of the most underrated managers in the Premier League. He took them from close to relegation, I believe, last season to mid-table this season. So pretty big improvement, I would say. And they're playing pretty good football as well. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-2 draw between the two. Now moving on to Arsenal versus Chelsea, this is going to be a banging game. The London derby is going to be super good. So let's get started with Arsenal. They have been pretty decent this season. Form-wise, they have struggled in the league. Like last game, they played Manchester United and they drew 1-1. I'll be honest, we got outplayed in that second half. Rice was the only player who actually looked like doing something offensively, and he was putting in a shift defensively as well. But the tackles, he literally tackled, I believe, Højlund when Højlund was through on goal, came in from behind him and just tackled him, which has basically saved our game. Raya as well, incredible in that match. And this game versus Chelsea, I think, is going to be a struggle for us attacking wise once again. On to Chelsea, they've been pretty decent this season, currently sat in 4th place, which is pretty solid. Form wise, recently it's been pretty good. We need to speak a little bit more about Palmer. He has not been on form in 2025. He missed a pen versus Leicester. It's probably the first pen he has missed, I think, ever since he's joined Chelsea. He's taken 13 penalties, scored all of them. Just he missed the one from Leicester, which it's unfortunate, but hopefully we see him get back on form, but not in this game. The last game they won 1-0 and Cucurella was the scorer as well. They played Leicester in that game, which Leicester were not too good. So my prediction for this game is going to be a 2-1 win for Arsenal. Moving on to Fulham versus Tottenham. This game will be super underrated. So let's get started with Fulham. They've been not too bad this season, sitting in 10th place right now in the league. They have been struggling a bit recently. Like last game they played Brighton and they lost 2-1. They were not the best, and Brighton, I think they deserve the win for sure. I do think this Fulham team is a team that could pull a result out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden they lost their last game, and honestly I see them winning this game as well, especially with some pretty talented players in the team. With Emil Smith-Rowe, you have Jimenez, who's been banging some goals recently. So on to Tottenham. They have not been the best this season. They're actually sat in 13th place. We have not seen them in this position for a while. Form-wise, it's been a bit on and off for them. Like last game they played Bournemouth and they drew 2-2. They were 2-0 down and they looked horrible, if we're being honest. I really thought they would lose that game, and I thought that Angie would get sacked if they did lose that game, but they managed to get the draw out of that game. But Spurs were struggling to put a pass together in that first half. Like not even 2 or 3 passes could have been put together. It was a struggle for them. But my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Fulham. Now the last and final game is going to be Leicester versus Manchester United. This game should go one way, so let's get started with Leicester. They have not been good at all. Form-wise, it's been a struggle for them as well. Goals have not been coming in for them, for the team. Like they've been struggling quite a bit in terms of the offensive department. Like last game they played Chelsea and they lost 1-0, but from what I've seen, they play some pretty clean football at times. Just football is a result-based sport that matters as well. Now on to Manchester United. They're struggling quite a bit this season, currently sitting in 14th place. That is a big yikes. Form-wise, they have been doing not too bad, to be fair. Last game they played Arsenal and they drew 1-1. United did very well in that second half. I think they should have won it. If we're being honest, like, they outplayed Arsenal in that second half. Like, I was frustrated. Gotta know what I was watching, but Man United deserved the win, if we're being honest. But Hoyland as well coming on into the match, I don't know what to say. This guy had so many open chances and not even getting them on target as well. So United fans, do you think it's time to let go of him or just give him a little bit more time? I know he came in like this past, I think in the summer he came in. Is it time to let go of him or just keep a hold of him for a little bit longer? So my prediction, it's going to be a 2-1 win for Manchester United. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment down below your predictions as well, and don't forget to subscribe as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.